With us now, Dr. Phil McGraw, host of the Dr. Phil Primetime on Merit Street Media. His new special airing tonight is called Trump Verdict, a Judicial Travesty. I'll get you to the Trump verdict in a second. I want to get you on this issue of Dr. Fauci's testimony, because when he said they're really criticizing science, one of the people who criticized, especially lockdowns, was you, and you did it very early on. Here you are in April of 2020. Take a listen.
We have people dying. 45,000 people a year die from automobile accidents, 480,000 from cigarettes, 360,000 a year from swimming pools, but we don't shut the country down for that. But yet we're doing it for this, and the fallout is going to last for years because people's lives are being destroyed.
Obviously, this is vindication. You've been vindicated. Dr. Fauci is either one of two things. Either he's somebody who is well-meaning and tried to save lives, but perhaps got a little over his skis and became a little too sure of himself. Or, and I probably am more of this camp, somebody who was not necessarily evil, but incredibly power-hungry, really had no concern for the truth, was unwilling to hear any kind of dissenting opinions, and did so, I don't want to say totally for his own ego, but it was pretty close. Is my assessment, granted it's a tougher one, fair?
Well, what's the old saying? Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And we had people that were not elected. They were just appointed to certain positions that have too much power and control over our lives. They shut down businesses, they shut down schools, and as I've said so many times, when they shut down those schools, they should have had a plan for getting them reopened before they ever shut them down. They had no plan, and what you hear them say now, what you heard them say along the way is, we did the best we could with what we knew at the time. No, they did not. They did not do the best they could with what they knew at the time. They did what was politically expedient. They did what they felt like doing at the time because it's like they had a new hammer and everything looked like a nail. They had the ability to shut things down, and so all of a sudden everything looked like it needed to be shut down. And the problem with that was we had children that were already in the biggest crisis in terms of mental illness that we have had since record keeping began. Anxiety, depression, loneliness. And what is their lifeline? It's their school system. This is where they go for emotional development, emotional stimulation. We yank that out from under them. It's disproportionately high in low socioeconomic and ethnic groups, but we yank that out from under them.
The defense of Dr. Fauci is almost that of a biblical character, especially by certain people on the left from today's hearing, Congressman Raskin, about how Republicans were treating Dr. Fauci and how Democrats viewed him. Take a listen.
They're treating you, Dr. Fauci, like a convicted felon. Actually, you probably wish they were treating you like a convicted felon. They treat convicted felons with love and admiration. Some of them blindly worship convicted felons. Okay, so well planned. Welcome to an award for kind of the cute line. But are we on to something here that really kind of who you are and what you believe and what you've done doesn't matter, depending on whether you wear a red jersey or a blue jersey?
Well, it's interesting that so many on the left have changed their position in various justice systems where they don't refer to them as convicted felons anymore. They're justice-involved individuals. You're not a convicted rapist. You're not a convicted murderer. You're a justice-involved individual. But that all went out the window recently, so now they're back to convicted felon again. Isn't that handy?
Your special tonight, Trump Verdict, a Judicial Travesty. Take me through how you're viewing it.
We had a DA, and these prosecutors, if you look at the ABA guidelines, their oath is to seek justice, not convictions. He said, I'm going to get Trump. And they let the very kind of evidence in that allowed Harvey Weinstein to walk out of jail in New York by letting in unrelated prejudicial information that was not probative, whether you like Trump or whether you don't. This was an abuse of the due process. And, Trump is saying that, this is rigged and all that, but they really haven't talked about how. And I talk in the show that airs tonight about what that really means. If it was not fair, how was it not fair? Let's not be general, let's be specific. And we talk about that. I have a prosecutor on, I have a defense lawyer on. We discuss this, and I don't think anybody can listen to what we talk about tonight and come away with a different opinion than that this was politically motivated.
Dr. Phil, we appreciate it. Thanks for joining us and for your perspective. You were right. You were one of the few in April of 2020 who was saying the things you were saying then, and obviously you're going out on a limb with a certain group of folks by saying what you're saying now. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks for talking to me, Leland. I hope we can do it again soon.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.